guys. Hello and happy Monday. My name is Alyssa Willoughby and I'm the curator and founder of Principal Yoga here in the beautiful San Juan, Puerto Rico. I'm going to lead you through a 45-minute, maybe 60-minute multi-style vinyasa class. We're going to be covering the Hatha Surya Namaskara and the Ashtanga Surya Namaskara A and B. We are going to be going through 3 rounds of each, and I will demonstrate each pose before going into it. We're going to be using the Ujjayi Pranayama, which is known as the warrior's breath. This is where we inhale and exhale out of our nose while constricting the back of our throat, creating a wave-like noise. We will be using this for the duration of our Hatha and our Ashtanga, but in the beginning of the class, we're going to sit down and start with a light humming pranayama. This pranayama is actually very special since it is dedicated to the goddess Kali. We are going to close our mouths and we're going to hum in our throat for about, let's say about 30 seconds. We're going to do this for about 10 seconds each, where I'm going to have a pranayama little slide that's going to help you with this repetition. Now, if you want to go through 5 or 10 seconds for your inhales and your exhales, that's totally okay. Please just go at your own duration. I want to remind you that yoga is a personal practice, so please go at your own pace. Whatever I'm doing, if it's not calling to you today, don't do it. I want you to enjoy yoga. This is the time for you. So when you're ready, I want you to meet me down on your mats. We're going to begin in a little crisscross applesauce, hands on our knees. We're going to bring our palms up to the sky, and we're gently just going to bring our spine stacked on top of the tailbone. Now when we inhale, we're going to breathe through our nose. We are going to pull in from our diaphragm. We're going to open up the floating ribs, and our exhale, we're going to continue. When you're ready, we should close your eyes and sit comfortably within your seat. I want you to let go of anything that is troubling you today. Whatever it is off of this mat, let it go. We're going to tap into our primal nature in this class, and we're going to use our breath to push us farther than we have in any practice. I want you to close your eyes.
Your soul is unique.
I want you to inhale deeply through the nose.
Babaji speaks the truth.
Hold at the top. And on your exhale, keeping your mouth closed, I want you to begin humming in the middle of your throat, creating a bumblebee noise.
What you seek is seeking you. Babaji,
Inhale through the nose. And exhale. Two more rounds. Deeply inhale through the nose, lifting the entire spine up to the sky. I want you to relax your shoulders and let them gently fall down your back. Exhale, I want you to vibrate the entire throat, filling it through the front and the back, through the sides. Last and final round, inhale through the nose. And exhale, humming through the throat. Together, I want you to bring your arms out wide like a book, palms facing up to the sky, reaching your fingers out to the front and to the back or the sides of your mat. I want you to really stretch through the fingers, through the thumb, really opening and lengthening through the tops of the arms here. I want you to feel this elongation in the forearms and the biceps, reaching through the middle finger, reaching, reaching, reaching. And exhale, holding your arms exactly where they are. Let the spine sink into the floor. Inhale, bring your arms up together above you, lifting through the side bodies, sinking the seat deeper into the floor while lifting through the torso up to the sky. Inhale, creating space in the vertebrae by reaching up. And exhale, bring your palms down into the middle. I want you to push your palms together, really activating the back of your shoulders, rolling them up and rolling them down. And on your exhale, bring your palms down. I want you to come into our child's pose, bringing our knees out wide to the sides of the mat, toes together in the middle. I want you to bring that tailbone all the way to the back, onto the heels, and I want you to reach the spine towards the front of the mat. When you're ready, I want you to bring the chest down to the floor, opening up evenly through the shoulders. On your inhale, I want you to elongate the spine to the front of the room. And exhale, bring the chest down onto the floor. On your next inhale, I want you to move the spine only by lifting through the tailbone, then through the lower spine, the middle, and then finally the top. On your exhale, I want you to roll the spine down like a wave. I want you to repeat this for about 3 times, just warming up the spine and getting it ready to move. Rolling out like a wave, just gently bringing movement into your hips, your spine. I want you to inhale, bringing the neutral spine back, lengthening the arms forward. And on your exhale, I want you to bring that left palm over to the left side, bringing that right palm over. I want you to inhale, lengthen the top of the head towards that left corner of the mat, sinking the tailbone down into the heels. Inhale, opening up through that right side. And exhale, back down. Coming back into the middle of the mat, I want you to lengthen through the top of the head, creating space in the spine. And on your exhale, bring that right palm over to that right side mat, bringing the left to touch right on top. Inhale, elongate the spine towards that top right corner. And exhale, sink it down. On your next inhale, bringing the palms back into the middle, I want you to reach that spine up to the sky. And I want you to sit comfortably in a hero's pose. I want you to close your eyes here, lifting the top of the head towards the sky. And exhale, sinking our hips back down. I want you to set your intention now if it is in your practice. An intention is an anchor that we give our mind during our flow to keep it on track. The purpose of yoga is to push the body into repetitive motions to where we let the mind run free. If you don't have an intention, use the one that I use in my practice, and that is, I am that I am. I'm forever changing, I'm forever evolving, I'm forever growing. Inhale, lengthening the spine up to the sky. And exhale, sink your hips down. I want you to bring your knees to touch in the middle of your mat, and I want you to roll over your toes, gently waking up the feet. Maybe lifting your knees off of the mat, giving your toes a nice little stretch here. On your exhale, I want you to roll over the toes, coming up to stand tall in our Samasthiti. I want you to stand up completely straight, pushing into the 4 corner points of our feet. This is going to be our big toe, our pinky toe, and 2 in our heels. We're going to activate this asana by pushing our feet into the floor, dragging our thighs up our leg, tucking that tailbone under and lifting through the spine here. I want you to roll your shoulder blades back down your spine and bring your palms facing towards the front of the room. Spread your fingers out wide, really creating space here, and I want you to pull the middle fingers down to the floor, bringing your shoulders down evenly away from the ears. I want you to really imagine what your spine looks like. I want you to start from the tailbone and inhale, lift up through, creating space within the entire spinal column. And I want you to bring your chin parallel to the chest. We are going to begin our Hatha Surya Namaskara. We're going to stand in our Samasthiti, our equal standing pose. Inhale, palms to chest, prayer pose. I want you to bring those palms up right above you into our Urdhva Hastasana. We're gonna open our palms out wide to the front of the room, and our exhale, we're gonna gently fold back as far as we can. Remember to push through the outer sides of your feet to create a nice foundation here, and simply recline back as far as you can. On your next inhale, I want you to come back up standing tall, and on your exhale, I want you to fold the torso over the legs, coming into an Uttanasana, our forward fold. I want you to let the head hang heavy here. I want you to sink your feet into the floor, and I want you to open the hips evenly to let the spine fall gently down. Inhale, really opening up through our rib cage here. And exhale, fold deeper in. On your next inhale, I want you to bring that torso parallel to the mat by pushing your palms into the shins, walking your arms and rolling your shoulder blades back and down your spine. I want you to pull the top of the head towards the front of the room, really opening your back and really activating the back of your legs. Inhale, lengthening. And on your exhale, bring your body down. I want you to tiptoe your palms up to the front to prepare for our first equestrian pose. Bringing that left foot in between your palms. I want you to stack that left knee directly on top of that left ankle. I want you to scissor your legs together by drawing that left hip back and bringing that right hip forward. I want you to feel the openness in the front of this right thigh here, and gently just bring your sacrum down. Lengthening up through the torso, bringing our arms up either right parallel to our ears, to our hips, or out parallel to our feet. Opening up through the chest. Inhale deeply through the nose. And exhale, hold. Inhale deeply through the front of the chest. And on your exhale, I want you to bring your palms down, bring that left foot to the back, and I want you to come down into our Namaskarasana. We're gonna come into our toes, our knees, our chest, and our chin by bringing our elbows into the floating ribs. Inhale, bring the body over, lifting up into a cobra. I want you to push through the palms, letting the hips sink to the floor. And I want you to open up the front of the chest by bringing your shoulder blades to touch behind you. Inhale, creating space and stretching the skin on the front of the chest. Exhale, rolling over the toes, bring that tailbone back, coming into our first mountain pose. We're gonna create a capital L shape with our thumb and our index finger, spreading the rest of the fingers out wide. We're gonna push into the mat here. We're gonna bring our shoulders away from the ears by dragging them down our back. Inhale, elongate the top of the head towards the front of the room. And on your exhale, I want you to sink the heels back, dragging the chest closer towards the tops of the thighs. I want you to stay here for about 5 breaths here, really inhaling through the spine and exhaling, dragging the torso closer towards the thighs. Inhale, elongate the spine. And exhale, sink it down. Coming into our Ujjayi Pranayama, our warrior's breath. Remember to breathe in through the nose and out of the nose, creating heat and fire within our belly. Inhale deeply through the nose, yogis. And exhale, sink it down. On your next inhale, kick that right foot up, coming into a one-legged, three-legged downward facing dog, pushing through that heel, bringing all 5 toes of that right foot facing the floor. I want you to come up onto the toes of that left foot, dragging that right knee into the nose, creating space to bring it down in between our palms. I want you to lower that left knee down, coming into our equestrian pose on the right side. I want you to stack that right knee on top of that right ankle, creating space within our hips to let that left thigh decompress down to the floor. Inhale, really bringing the spine up closer towards the sky. I want you to bring the arms up parallel to the ears, parallel to the hips, or parallel to that right foot. Reach through the torso, lifting and lengthening. And on your exhale, sink deeper within your equestrian feet. Inhale, lifting and lengthening through the arms. And on your exhale, bring your palms down. I want you to bring that left foot up to the sky, coming into a standing split. On your exhale, bring that left foot down to meet the right, coming into an Uttanasana, our forward fold. Pushing your feet into the floor, I want you to let the head hang heavy, shaking your head yes, shaking your head no. And on your next inhale, I want you to slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae until you come into a standing asana. Inhale, bring our arms up tall above us. Bring our palms facing towards the front, and I want you to really lift through the torso and sink through our lower body. On our exhale, Urdhva Hastasana, I want you to fold back as far as you can, bringing the gaze up to the sky. Exhale, coming up into a standing asana. I want you to exhale, palms to chest, prayer pose. And finally, Samasthiti. We will continue this for 3 more rounds, yogis. Moving breath to movement. When you're ready, meet me into our Samasthiti, really opening up the chest. Exhale out. Inhale, palms to chest, prayer pose. Lifting up to the sky, open your palms towards the front of the room, and on your exhale, fold back. Standing up tall, I want you to forward fold into our Uttanasana, letting the head hang heavy. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, or Urdhva, no. Uttanasana, we're gonna go back to that. Dyslexia is not my fine point today. We're gonna come into a halfway lift right here. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. And our exhale, bring our palms down. Bring that left foot to the back of the mat, coming into our equestrian pose. Bringing that left knee down and stacking that right knee directly on top of that right ankle. I want you to lift through the torso, bringing our arms up by the ears. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And our exhale, sink down deeper. Inhale, lengthening up. And our exhale, bring our palms down. Kick that right foot back, coming into our Namaskarasana. Drop down onto your toes, your knees, your chest and your chin. Rippling the body forward, coming into our Cobra pose. Exhale, shoot it back. Coming into our mountain, I want you to push the palms into the mat. I want you to drag that tailbone to the back of the room and sink our heels down as far as you can into the mat. Inhale, lengthening the top of the head towards the palms. And our exhale, opening up the hips, dragging the chest closer to the tops of the thighs. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, sink it down. Inhale, kick that right foot up to the sky, coming into a one-legged, three-legged downward facing dog. Coming up onto the toes of that left foot, drag that right knee into the nose, bringing it down in between our palms. I want you to bring that left knee down, stacking that right knee on top of that right ankle. I want you to scissor our legs together by dragging that right hip back, pulling that left hip forward, and bringing the arms parallel to the ears. Inhale, lifting up through the sky. And exhale, sink deeper, opening up those hips, letting the front side of that right thigh open up gently. Inhale, lifting and lengthening. And exhale, palms down. Bring that left foot up to the sky into a standing split, really pushing through that heel, bringing all 5 toes either facing towards the floor or up towards the sky. Exhale, bring that foot down towards the right, letting the head hang heavy into our Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthening, coming into our halfway lift. And our exhale, forward fold, just for good measure. Root to rise, sweeping both arms up tall above us. And our exhale, we're gonna fold into our Hasta Uttanasana. Standing tall and straight, palms down to chest. And down into Samasthiti. Last round, inhale through the nose, palms to chest, root to rise. Opening your palms up to the sky. Exhale, fold back evenly towards the back of the mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, palms down. Bring that left foot to the back, coming into our equestrian pose. Bringing that right foot, that right knee directly on top of that right ankle. I want you to scissor our legs together, lifting up tall. Bringing the arms parallel to the ears. And our exhale, palms down. Bring that right foot back, Namaskarasana. Bringing our chest, chin, knees, and toes onto the mat. Inhale, ripple forward, coming into our cobra pose. I want you to really push through the palms to bring our shoulder blades back to touch behind us, bringing the chest evenly towards the front. On your exhale, ripple it back into our mountain pose, pushing through the capital L's of our palms, dragging the shoulders away from the ears, bringing space in our neck. Inhale, lengthening the spine, and our exhale, bring it closer towards the tops of the thighs. Inhale, kick that left foot up to the sky. Coming up onto the toes of the right foot, I want you to drag that left knee in towards the nose, drop it down into our equestrian pose on this left side. Inhale, really opening and lengthening. Feeling the compression on the top, left thigh and the front of that right thigh. Inhale, really lifting and lengthening. And our exhale, I want you to bring the palms down. Bring that right foot up to the sky, standing split. Kicking that heel up, dragging the forehead closer towards that left shin. On our exhale, bring that right foot down. I want you to halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweeping both arms up tall above us, palms facing towards the front. Tuck that tailbone under, pushing through the outer sides of our feet, which is stand up tall, creating space in the vertebrae. And on your exhale, gently fold back as far as you can without falling. Standing up tall, palms to chest. Samasthiti. Inhale deeply through the nose, lifting through the front. And exhale out. We're now transitioning into our Ashtanga A. We're going to stand in our Samasthiti, really opening up through the front of our body. And exhale out. Inhale, prayer pose, root to rise, sweeping our arms up tall above us. On our exhale, I want you to swan dive down, bringing the chest to the front of the legs, letting the head hang down heavy. Bring your gaze, your drishti, at your belly button, and I want you to inhale, really lengthen the spine down. And exhale out. Inhale, halfway lift, pushing our palms into the shins, dragging the top of the head towards the front of the room. And our exhale, palms down, bringing both feet to the back of the mat. We're gonna come into a Chaturanga Dandasana by coming into a plank pose. On our exhale, we're gonna drag the elbows into the floating ribs, really hovering above the mat here. On our inhale, I want you to roll up into a upward facing dog, pushing the palms into the floor, bringing our shoulder blades back to touch behind us. And I want you to bring our feet, the top of the feet, into the mat. This is gonna help activate and lift our legs off of the floor and open up through the back. Inhale, really through the chest. Exhale, shoot the tailbone back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lengthening the top of the head. Exhale, sink it down. Inhale, jump step, walk both feet to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweeping both arms up above us, creating space in the side bodies. Exhale, prayer pose, Samasthiti. Inhale through the nose, coming into prayer pose, reaching up tall, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold down, bring our feet to the back. Chaturanga Dandasana by bringing those elbows into the floating ribs. Rolling over the toes, coming into our upward facing dog. Shoot it back. Inhale, really opening up through the front and back of the torso. Exhale, sink it down. Inhale, kick that right foot up to the sky, coming into a one-legged, three-legged downward dog. I want you to make sure that you're balancing through your palms and your right foot on the mat. I want you to kick through that right heel, bringing all 5 toes down to the floor. Inhale, lengthening the entire body. And exhale, I want you to bring that knee into the nose, coming up onto the toes of that left foot. Drop it down, coming into our warrior one on the right side. I want you to push through the outer side of our back foot at a 45 or 35 degree angle. And I want you to scissor our legs together by dragging that right hip back, pulling that left hip forward, and standing up tall within our warrior one. Make sure that right knee is stacked on top of that right ankle. The tailbone is slightly tucked, and I want you to lift evenly through the left and right side bodies. Exhale, forward fold, palms down, right foot back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, rolling over the toes, bring our chest to face the sky. Exhale, shoot it back. On our next inhale, kick that left foot up to the sky. Finding your integrity, finding your even space. And when you're ready, coming up onto the toes of that right foot, knee to nose. Drop it down, warrior one, bringing that right foot out at a 45, 35 degree angle. I want you to stack that left knee directly on top of that left knee. And I want you to really lengthen through the torso before we stack it nicely on top of those hips. Dragging that left hip back, pulling that right hip forward. Lifting up tall within our stance here. On our exhale, drop it down. Left foot back, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pushing through the palms, sinking our heels down into the mat. I want you to elongate the spine. And our exhale, bring the chest closer towards the tops of the thighs. One more time, inhale, elongating the spine. Exhale, sink it down. Inhale, coming up onto the toes. I want you to jump, step, walk both feet to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweeping both arms up tall above us. And exhale, prayer pose, Samasatiti. 2 more rounds of our Ashtanga Surya Namaskara B. Inhale, really pushing through the floor, drawing our thighs up, tucking our tailbone under and lifting through our lower abdomen. Inhale, really opening up through the ribs. And exhale, out. Inhale, prayer pose, root to rise, sweeping our arms up tall above us. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, palms down, jump, step, walk both feet to the back. Chaturanga Dandasana, stacking the shoulders on top of the wrist and the knees, the ankles on top of the toes. I want you to bring those elbows into the floating ribs, ripple the body forward, lifting the chest up, pushing the tops of the feet into the floor. I want you to draw the thighs off of the mat, and I want you to bring our hips down evenly to the mat. Exhale, shoot it back, downward facing dog, bringing our gaze or drishti either at our belly button or in between the tops of our legs. Pushing into the floor here, dragging our hips back, letting space for our chest to come closer towards the tops of our thighs. Inhale, kick that right foot up into a one-legged, three-legged downward dog, coming up onto the toes of the left. Bring that right knee into the nose and drop it down. Bring that left foot back at a 45-degree angle. And I want you to stack that right knee directly on top of that right ankle. Bringing the torso completely on top of that right thigh will help you find stability here to evenly stack that torso directly on top of your hips. Inhale, lifting through the torso. Exhale, sink it down. Inhale, lifting through the torso, up to the sky. And exhale, sink deeper down in your warrior one feet. Last time, inhale deeply up, lifting. Exhale, palms down. Bring that right foot back. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Bring that left foot up to the sky, coming up onto the toes of the right. Bring that knee into the nose and drop it down. Warrior one on the left side. Bringing the torso stacked nicely on top of your hips. I want you to lift the body up and sink the heels down. Pushing through the outside of that right foot. I want you to turn the hips forward to make sure that you have happy hips. Both of them are facing forward. Inhale, lifting and lengthening through the side bodies. And exhale, sink deeper in. Last round, inhale deeply up, lifting. Drop it down, left foot back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Exhale, shoot it back. I want you to jump, step, walk both feet to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. And forward fold. Root to rise, sweeping our arms up tall above us. And exhale, prayer pose. Samasthiti. Inhale, prayer pose, root to rise, and on our exhale, I want you to sit down into an imaginary chair, Utkatasana. Taking the toes off of the mat, sinking our heels down into the floor, stacking our knees directly on top of the ankles, and sitting down evenly through both hips. I want you to lengthen the spine up, and just hold for 3, 2, and 1. Fold forward, coming into our Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. And our exhale, jump, step, walk, both feet to the back of the mat. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lengthening the top of the head towards the front of the mat, and our exhale, sink our hips deeper into our downward facing dog. Inhale, kick that right foot up to the sky, knee to nose, drop it down, warrior one. Stacking our torso directly on top of our hips. I want you to lift through the torso and sink deeper through our hips. Bring our palms down, kick that right foot back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Downward facing dog. Kick that left foot up to the sky, knee to nose, bring it through and drop it down, warrior one. Bring our arms parallel to the ears, lift up, stacking the torso directly on top of those hips. Lift up through our arms, opening up the left and right side bodies. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, sink deeper within our feet. Exhale, drop it down, left foot back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Jump, step, walk both feet to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Shaking the head, yes. Shaking the head, no. I want you to sink our hips down, bringing the knees directly on top of the ankles, taking the weight of the toes off of the mat and into the heels. I want you to bring your arms out wide, parallel to the ears. And on your inhale, I want you to bring the torso up. Coming into our Utkatasana, our chair pose. Lifting and lengthening. And our exhale, stand up tall in our Samasthiti. Palms to chest. And finally, our Samasthiti. Inhale, opening up through the front of the chest. And exhale, let it go. One more cleansing breath in through the nose. And exhale out. On our next inhale, bring your palms into the midline of your body. And on your next inhale, I want you to lift that right knee up into a 90-degree angle, opening it up to the back of the mat, bringing the foot parallel to the back. I want you to bring that left foot facing towards the front, and I want to make sure that your left ankle is directly in the middle of the left side of your back foot. I want you to take a second here just to find your positioning before we come into our triangle pose. We're gonna lift through the entire torso, letting it go out of the hips. And on your exhale, I want you to bring your arms out wide. Bring your palms facing towards the floor, and I want you to imagine a little string around your middle finger, reaching through the front and through the back of your mat. Inhale, imagine that little string is being gently nudged, and bring that space into your shoulders. On your next inhale, flip that left palm, come to high five the back of the room, opening up through that left side body. And our exhale, fold forward, bringing that left palm on the inside of that left leg, opening up by bringing that right palm up to the sky. I want you to make sure that you're opening up through this right side body. You're not crunching and or falling on the left. Maybe take your hand off completely and see how long you can hold this nice little side bend. Breathing through the arm and exhale, bringing it down. Coming back into our neutral position, I want you to bring the arms up tall, coming into a star pose. Bring that left foot to face the front, bringing it parallel to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen through the upper body. And our exhale, I want you to bring that right foot to face the front. I want you to make sure that right ankle is parallel or matches in the middle of that left arch. I want you to do the exact same movement. Reaching through the fingers, opening up the front and top sides of our biceps and our forearms, opening and spreading the fingers out wide. Inhale deeply through the chest, lifting the spine up towards the sky. And our exhale, flip that right palm, high five the back room. Opening up and strengthening through that right side. And our exhale, fold forward. Coming into our nice little side triangle here, just lengthening and opening. Make sure that you're pushing through the outside of that left foot. And I want you to gently just open up and just play here. Remember to breathe through the discomfort, the aggravation, the irritation. And remember that when the pain is gone, only you will remain. Inhale, lifting through that left arm up to the sky. And exhale, sink it down. Inhale deeply through that left arm, reaching up towards the ceiling. And our exhale, star pose. I want you to sit down wide by bringing our feet to face the left and right side mat. And we're gonna come into a goddess squat. We're gonna bring our knees into 90-degree bends. We're gonna gently just sit here, either floating with our arms or bringing our palms gently on top of the knees. I want you to sway to the left and to the right, just opening up our hips and our thighs. Lifting up on our inhale. And our exhale, I want you to bring that right shoulder over to the middle of the mat, giving a nice little spinal twist here. Inhale, coming back into central. And exhale, twisting, bringing that left shoulder into the midline. One more time on each side, bring that right shoulder down. And bring your left shoulder down. Coming back tall into our star pose. I want you to bring that right foot to meet the left. Standing tall. And our exhale, I want you to sink down to the floor, bringing the entire body onto the mat. Coming into our corpse pose, preparing for our Shavasana, the most important part of any yoga class. I want you to begin resting your mind and your body. I want you to bring the eyes closed and prepare for a nice and relaxing rest. I will let you know when it is time to exit out of our Shavasana, but for the next 5 minutes, yogis, let the body lay still. Let the mind wander. Release all of the weight onto the mat.
Close your eyes.
Shavasana, yogis.
And listen. Listen to the sound of the water. Flowing.
eyes closed and letting the body lay on the floor. I want you to bring your left palm onto your heart. I want you to bring your right palm right in the middle of your belly. Inhale deeply through the nose, filling up the entire chest. At the top of your inhale, I want you to suck in a little bit more air. And exhale out the mouth. You should begin bringing gentle movements into the toes, into the fingers. Rolling out your wrists and your ankles. Giving your thighs and your arms a nice little gentle wake up. Inhale, reaching the toes towards the front and reaching the arms towards the back. I want you to give the body a nice, good morning stretch here. And on your exhale, I want you to bring the knees in towards the chest, wrapping your arms around your shins and rocking on the back, going to the right and going towards the left. Inhale, really opening up through the back, bringing the knees closer towards the front and feeling that nice compression on the thighs. I want you to inhale, bring your arms up long above you. And on your exhale, I want you to rock forward, coming into a seat on your mat. Coming into a lotus, a half lotus, crisscross applesauce, or wherever your body is calling today. I want you to lift through the spine. I want you to bring the shoulders down. And I want you to, just for a moment, feel this space. Inhale through the lungs, opening up through the front of the body. And exhale out. Inhale, bringing your arms out wide like a book, palms facing towards the sky. I want you to bring your arms together above you, reaching through the side bodies. And on your exhale, bring your palms into a prayer pose. I want you to thank yourself for showing up today and for pushing through today's class. On your next exhale, I want you to bow down to your practice, to your ability, and to your potential. Namaste, yogis. I want to thank you guys so much for flowing with me today on this Monday evening. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And a little heads up, I will be in Atlanta tomorrow until the 30th. So classes are going to be filmed at my cute little Airbnb there. I am going to be updating the schedule on my website and here on Twitch. So the new update will probably be tomorrow morning. But I will let you guys know about that. And if anybody's in Atlanta, just hit me up and we can do some yoga. All right, bye guys.
When I'm waking up